7:50, Friday night, first weekend of winter break. I'm Harv, age 23, and life has been rough. I'm a junior attempting a pre-med degree and working full-time. I'm exhausted. My only outlet is the gym. Well, was the gym. I haven't had time for the last month. Why am I doing this to myself? What used to be my dream seems pointless. If only I could find someone who could take the emptiness away. Me and my best friend, Jan, are at Club Diggory, chilling at a table with our beers and waiting for the headliner to take the stage. Jan invited me, hoping it would get me out of the funk my head has been in for the last semester. I've even stopped going to the gym, haven't found any guy I wanted to date, and stopped pretending I had a social life. Going to the gym was what kept me sane, even when my parents divorced, even when my last boyfriend broke up with me. Our last fight went something like, "If you can't make time for our relationship, then we shouldn't be in one." A week later, he was gone. A small band played light jazz to the side of the stage, with a single spotlight highlighting the guitar player. He's good, but I'm so tired I don't care. The place was packed. It always was on the weekend, especially tonight, because the headliner was well known. The main lights were dim, with tiny mood lights on each table, so our attention would focus on the stage. Jan and I made small talk. Well, Jan tried, and finally gave up. I scanned the crowd. It's so crowded, the waiters and hosts have trouble getting through all the people. Club Diggory must have overbooked. Some group, a family maybe, began to sing Happy Birthday. A lot of people joined in. "Happy birthday, dear Randy. Happy birthday to you." Some poor guy went fire engine red. That must be Randy. Everybody cheered. A woman who must be his mom kissed him and left a huge, smeary lipstick smack on his cheek and yelled, "Happy 21, my little baby." Everybody yelled congratulations. Randy turned redder. Poor guy. Some guy, his dad I guess, fastened a pointy rainbow party hat on Randy's head and shouted, "Time for your official first drink of the hard stuff." "Dad, knock it off," Randy yelled, but he was laughing. Somebody brought him a glass of something bubbly. Randy drank. Everybody snapped pictures. "A soda? What the F?" Randy yelled. "You tricked me." "Little Randy Poo, watch your language. Don't blame your dad, but your mommy refuses to let you grow up," his mom said, pinching his other cheek. Everybody laughed. "Mom's still trapped in the last decade. I bet she still thinks you're a virgin," some guy yelled, laughing, but he looked similar to Randy. Brothers? Cousins? "My baby is not a virgin," Randy's mom shrieked, dramatically fanning herself. A lot of people laughed. If Randy went red before, he was positively scarlet now. Did that mean he was a virgin, or was he active and didn't want to admit it to his parents? The poor guy just got caught in a bad situation. Better to stay silent. I wouldn't want to be him. "Harv, no matter how bad your life is, right now, Randy's is worse," Jan quickly said. "Amen," I said. Jan and I clinked our almost empty mugs together. He waved over a waiter and ordered a couple more beers. The stage lights turned up, and the crowd quieted down. The small band hurriedly finished their song. Some lady took the microphone and said, "Happy birthday, Randy. Sorry about this, but we need to interrupt your party. I bet you'll thank us. Let's give a Vegas welcome to Queenie Dragulicious, straight from L.A., San Fran, Tahoe, Dead Man's Butte, and after us, he's—" Some voice off stage yelled, "It's a she, baby, especially when I look this fabulous." "Sorry, Queenie's headed to the big leagues up in Utah. Everybody put your hands together and show some love. It's Queenie Dragulicious, everybody." Everybody clapped and cheered and whistled. I glanced back. Randy had taken the party hat off and was using a napkin to wipe the lipstick off his cheek. He must have needed 5 napkins to get that blob off him. The waiter set our beers down, and I focused on the stage. I had needed a night like this more than I realized. Queenie Dragulicious jumped on the stage and yelled, "Plug your ears, everybody, and guard your manager. Your favorite Karen is back." She had the most dramatic eyes I had ever seen, and wore impossibly high-heeled black leather boots, fishnet stockings, and a bright pink designer mini dress. Her bright pink hair twirled high on her head like an ice cream cone, and her eyes were done in shades of purple, mauve, and black. She had jewel-studded vampire fangs, and 2 rings on every finger. "I can't believe how good the men look tonight. So delicious," she said, running a tongue across her fangs. She lifted her hand and held a champagne bottle. "Before I start, I brought a present for Randy Poo. Your naughty daddy gave me $50 to embarrass you, but I won't do that. Much. Here's your champagne, pretty boy. Come up here and get it from Queenie, if you dare." Queenie pursed her lips as if she were about to give a very sloppy kiss. The crowd laughed, and Randy made his way to the stage. Was he giggling? Yep. "Look at you, Randy Pandy. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't he cute? I could take him home and spoon-feed him all night." Queenie Dragulicious quickly applied too much bright red lipstick to her lips. Somehow, in exchange for the champagne, Queenie kissed Randy on the same cheek as his mom had done. Queenie's kiss was messier. The audience went wild. "Happy 21, they screamed, and the lights strobed. The band played some kind of a quick fanfare, and Queenie did a little cha-cha dance and whirled Randy around. The kid was laughing almost hysterically. So was Queenie. So was the audience. "I'm going to miss you, baby Randy," Queenie yelled. Randy returned to his table, the biggest grin on his face. "Okay, everybody, just so you like me, have a door prize and a good time." Queenie Dragulicious reached into her purse and threw out dozens of door prizes. One came my way. A small, flat, 2-inch bright pink package. A bubblegum-flavored condom? Yan died with laughter, yelling, "Now you have no excuse not to take somebody home." Queenie began her comic routine. I've never heard anything so funny or so erotic or so dirty in my life. It started with the frog crossing the road and had the entire audience in hysterics, especially when she did her version of a Karen in a sex shop. When Queenie finished, I was crying because I had laughed so hard, and Yan did the same. Queenie waved at all of us and yelled, "Bartender, give me a scotch on the rocks and make it a double. Good night, everybody. You've been great. Especially you, Randy Poo." Queenie blew him a kiss and waved at him. Once she left the stage, the club played canned jazz through the speakers. Wow, I almost felt like my old self. Yan and I talked about work, talked about failed relationships, and idiot drivers. About 10, Yan had to go. He was meeting his girlfriend when she got off work. Since I didn't have anything else to do, I left the table and found an empty bar stool that gave me a great view of the room. The bartender served me another beer. It turned out Queenie Dragulicious was also performing a late-night show. I didn't have anything else going on, so why not enjoy? Queenie Dragulicious was just as sexy, just as dirty, and just as funny. The best part was that she used all different material from what she'd used before. Somewhere between a running joke about a Chevrolet hitting on a Toyota and a basketball game between celebrities, she was actually really good with impressions. Some guy stepped close to me and said, "There you are, boyfriend. It's so loud in here, it's no wonder you didn't get my texts." His voice seemed a little nervous. Some random guy spoke to me? Yan had already left, so I didn't know anybody, and nobody knew me. Well, obviously somebody did. I almost said, "I'm not in a relationship," but some instinct stopped me. Maybe this guy had mistaken me for somebody else. Or was it a cheap line? I turned to look at him. Randy? The guy who celebrated his 21st birthday today? He still held the bottle of champagne that Queenie had given him, and an odd lipstick stain tinted his cheek. "Excuse me," I said. His eyes shifted, as if pointing behind him, to his left. He attempted a smile and said, "I'm sorry I'm late, but the party went on longer than I thought." I took a deep breath. Was this a joke? Was I being pranked? I pulled out my phone and checked messages and texts and call logs. Nobody had contacted me since Jan had a few hours ago, when he had invited me here. "What's going on? You sure you have the right person?" I asked. Randy's eyes shifted as if he wanted me to look behind him, and he almost gestured to his left. "Please, help," he mouthed, not making any noise. His hand holding the bottle shook a little, and even under the dim lights, he seemed pale. That got my complete attention. Something or someone had scared the crap out of this poor kid. Whatever had happened, it scared him bad enough to ask a stranger for help. Some guy pushed through the crowd, aiming for us. This was Randy's first time in a bar, and with all the attention from his party, he'd attracted someone. I leaned in close and whispered, "Are you alone?" "My family left an hour ago, and my friend left with someone he'd found," Randy whispered. His voice shook. "Some guy bothering you? Did you tell him to go away?" I asked. "I tried, but he wouldn't listen. He keeps following me. He said some things," Randy whispered. Somebody nearby cleared his throat. A few feet behind Randy was a gentleman about 10 years older than me. Dirty blonde hair styled nice, shaggy beard, clothes straight off the rack. He held 2 glasses filled with something clear and bubbly, probably champagne. I bet one was for my new friend. The creep also stared at Randy. I didn't like the look. I put my phone away, stood up, and gave Randy a hug. I loudly said, "I missed 5 texts. I'm sorry. You know how my phone is. I'll make it up to you. I promise." The man with the champagne pushed up against us. "Excuse me, I was talking to Randy. It's his birthday, and we are celebrating tonight. You're not invited, so leave us alone." Was that fear flashing across Randy's face? I winked at Randy and placed my arm around his shoulders. "Randy, who is this old guy? Your dad?" The stranger flinched when I said, "Dad." "Good." "Never met him," Randy said, grabbing hold of my arm. "Who are you?" the stranger asked me. I pushed the stranger back, purposefully spilling his champagne on his shirt. "I'm the overprotective boyfriend." "Prove it. What did you get Randy for his birthday?" the stranger said. What did I have? I only had one little thing, but it should be enough to shut this idiot up. Bless Queenie and her door prizes. "It's none of your business, jerk, but I might as well tell you. I have 2 presents. I took tomorrow off, Randy, just so I could give you this tonight," I said, and stuffed my hand into my pocket. I pulled out Queenie's bubblegum-flavored condom. Hooray for door prizes. I couldn't tell whose eyes went wider, the creep's or Randy's. I pulled Randy a little closer and stuffed the condom into his hand. "Happy birthday. If you can take tomorrow off, we'll celebrate for the entire weekend." Randy stared at the small pink package as if it were solid gold. "The second present is a bit more dramatic," I said. I clenched my fist and drew it back. I might not have done much lifting recently, but I was still strong. Besides, how dare this creep pick on a nice kid? The man deserved what he got. The stranger looked at my fist. Randy looked at my fist. I flexed my nice, big, muscular arm. I'm going to count to 5 and you will be gone. When I get to 5, and if you're still here, it's happy birthday Randy time, I said, and stepped up to the guy, pushing the champagne onto him. It spilled everywhere. You wouldn't hit me, the creep said. 1, I said. My boyfriend is a boxer. You wouldn't survive. Leave me alone, Randy said. 2, I said, releasing Randy, and raised my fists into a boxing pose. The people around me must have heard what was going on, because they made some room. The bartender yelled, "Settle down, gentlemen. We don't want any trouble." I gave the bartender a simple scowl. This man started it when he wouldn't take no for an answer. Now it's personal. Call the bouncer, because I'm about to get kicked out for defending my boyfriend's honor. Tell the bouncer he'll need rubber gloves, because I'm about to break this guy's nose. 3. It's just a misunderstanding, the stranger said, backing away. The bartender quickly dialed his phone. I need a bouncer with gloves. There's blood. You made a serious mistake, friend, and I'm going to enjoy this. 4, I snarled, and pulled my fist back. The creep ran away. Since there wasn't going to be a fight, everybody went back to what they were doing. Once Queenie's show was over, a lot of people left, leaving a couple of tables empty. I took Randy to one of the tables so he could chill a few minutes. Maybe it's not my place to ask, but are you going to be okay? I asked. Randy nodded. What are you doing tomorrow? Catching up on my workout. Life has been so busy. Everything has fallen apart. Why? I asked. Randy gave me an embarrassed smile and set the pink bubblegum-flavored condom on the table. I need to learn how to deal with people like that creep. Maybe you could give me some tips, say, over dinner? I said yes only a second later. Yan would be proud of me. I resumed hitting the weights the next day, completely changed career directions the next semester, and in February, guess who became my workout partner? Don't tell anyone, especially Randy's mom, but our favorite flavor is bubblegum. The end. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I appreciate it. I'm Gio, and welcome to my channel. I'll see you next week. Peace.